Now, I got to give credit where credit is due. This little gremlin right here, she has made a hell of a career for herself. I mean, think about it. 14 years old, there she was telling us, how dare you? And now here she is at 21 years old, still grifting. You know, most grifters don't get but 1 or 2 good years, solid years in the media where they're really getting that traction. But Greta, the Grifter Thunberg, she was born for this role. She truly was. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play out a little clip just to update us on where she has been since, of course, warning us about the earth melting in the next, what was it? Next couple of years or whatever, right? So I know we're like a few years after the intended date, but you know, I'm pretty sure it's coming anytime soon. But for now, she has found a new grift to grift. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Just across the water from here, there is a genocide going on. A mass starvation.
Let's run that little lie back.
Just across the water from here, there is a genocide going on. A mass starvation committed by Israel's murder machine. Keep your eyes on Gaza. We have global media reporting about this mission. Where is global media when it comes to reporting about the hell they're going through?
I'll be honest, y'all. I don't know if she will ever beat. How dare you? I don't think she can top that. She's got the juice right now, right? You know what I mean? I mean, look, the fear mongering is mongering at this point. I feel terrified, and I mean, I know the truth of what's actually going on, and I feel like, damn, I can't take my eyes off Gaza. Just wide.
In this genocide, where is global media when it comes to holding war criminals to account, when it comes to defending their journalist colleagues who are being systematically targeted and risking their lives reporting about the situation in Gaza? This genocide is being enabled and fueled by our governments, our institutions, our companies, our elected officials who are supposed to represent us. End your complicity, everyone, end your complicity in this genocide. Be human. No one is free until Palestine is free.
Again, I gotta look, Soros, your money stretches, bro. Your money goes the long way. I mean, I know you missed out on the last election, you know, 2.5 billion, still couldn't even scratch the surface. Couldn't even get yourself one swing state. But as far as this little gremlin right here, you done got yourself a one. So yeah, we have the return of Greta the Grifter Thunberg, and of course now she has become an expert on geopolitics, the go-to, I guess, for all things Gaza, right? The Gaza go-to, I guess I would say. So here's the thing, right? If she was standing on the right side of this conversation, she would be completely justified, and it would make sense what she was saying. The Gazans are being starved. Yes, Gazans are being starved by their own leaders. You know, the old boys that got blown in the smithereens the other day over there in Qatar. Yeah, those guys, they are starving them, and their soldiers and, you know, their higher ranking militia. Those guys are indeed starving their own people. So that's true. There is a genocide, actually. Well, attempted genocide, technically. I mean, by the numbers, it was close enough to be considered as one, where 1,200 Jews are brutally massacred, including infants, little children, for being Jewish. Got you. Okay, so we have that. Next, we have 250 hostages, innocent individuals, civilians taken as hostages for being Jewish. That to me kind of sounds like, you know what I mean, genocide. So yeah, genocide, 100%. Hamas is absolutely 100% responsible for the initiation of one. Now, they just couldn't finish it because, you know, you ain't going to do much to God's anointed land and all. I mean, I don't think you're really going to get away with that one, but they tried. So what else do we have there? We had, of course, human rights atrocities. Yeah, I guess I would consider October 7th as one of the greatest human rights atrocities in modern history. I mean, just 20 some odd years ago in the States, we had this thing called September. What day was that? Yeah, September 11th. Happened to actually be at the hands of, I believe it was the very same people. That's the words I'm looking for. The very same people. So why am I bringing old Greta up in the conversation? Well, because there is a hilarious story about what they're calling the flotilla, right? So it turns out that homegirl, I'm just going to let the story play out. She's back on the water, folks. That's what I'm going to say for right now. She's back on the water. Lord.
Another TikTok lie about Israel just fell apart. Activists from the Gaza flotilla claimed an Israeli drone attacked their boat in Tunisian waters. The story instantly went viral, as does any story that mentions Israel in a negative light. But let's look at what really happened. Tunisian officials immediately denied it. No Israeli UAVs were detected, nor were any drones of any kind in Tunisian airspace. Instead, the fire started inside the boat. Officials said it's likely from a cigarette. And that drone strike video, frame by frame, you can see the object was already on fire before reaching the boat. Drones don't fly engulfed in flames, and neither do missiles. Most likely, this was from a flare from a nearby boat, or from within. So what did happen? They set their own boat on fire and tried to blame Israel. Another flotilla stunt, another flop. Just like the selfie yacht, it's more about theatrics than helping actual Gazans. Don't let this lie spread. Share the truth and call it out when you see it. This is Danielle Blanca with Honest Reporting. Bye.
Okay, girly. Thank you very much. She did a brilliant job at that. So, yeah. The old flotilla gets hit with what they call a drone strike. Turns out that it is actually a flare. And there's an even better angle of the guy shooting the flare off. This stuff is too good. Is this the one? Oh, yeah. I'm not laughing to laugh. I'm just simply laughing because it's actually hilarious. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, God. These people here, boy. Actually, let me do the big screen. Let me go ahead and do this. Yeah. All right, I want you guys to watch this thing with the utmost of your focusicities. Let's go ahead and do that. I want you to watch the top screen for a second. Did you see that? Look, you can even see the colors just popping off right there. Look, so, okay, I'm down here. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the flare that we literally shot up into the sky and then landed back on the boat. Yeah. So, I just think this is absolutely a hilarious story. Again, I despise the fact that they continue to lie and people buy into the lies. And truth be told, the reason I decided to do a full-length video on this instead of just a TikTok version is because a young man in my life, I would not say that the point of relation. I think some things are for on purposes, but he is a young man, a very young man. He's a high school kid. I love this kid in life. Smart kid. But he believed, because of his low classmates, that Grifter Thungberg's flotilla was hit by an Israeli missile. I looked at him and I said, "Now, bruh, tell me they have not got you. There's no way." I mean, I was even surprised that kids this age even knew about this stuff going on. I'm not sure if he watches my content at all, but come on, bruh. You can't be going for this one, not the flotilla. Now, again, was it planned, orchestrated? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have the facts on that one. But I do know that it was self-induced. They did it to themselves, maybe by mistake, and then just use it as, a piece of leverage because, why not blame a Jew? What day is it today? Wednesday? Blame a Jew, right? But it could have very well been something that is orchestrated. And again, my assumption is that little Grifter Thungberg is indeed a paid shill. I mean, why would she not be at this point? You know what I mean? For 2 weeks, she did the Ukraine advocacy, and then all of a sudden she found a bigger, tastier morsel, one that people, I guess, cared about more so, unfortunately, or fortunately, right, depending which way you look at it. But yeah, we have now a culture of the pervasive lie making its marathon around the world before we actually get an inkling of the truth. That's always been the case, but not to the extremity and not to the speed that we have it in modern day. And so I think it's more important than ever before, as the young lady said, for us to call it out and to do it at scale and to make, like, every creator needs to be talking about every single one of these things and every person needs to be reached. That's how I genuinely feel. There's some folks out there who are so weird in this space. They're competitive and, who's got more followers, and they treat you different. But it's weirdo stuff. For me, I'm like, look, there's enough for everybody. Matter of fact, if this is what you do, you claim to be somebody who cares about the truth and getting it out there, then we should all be doing exactly that. And so, I'm just doing my part. That, yeah, the first time around, they tried to, I guess, hit the shores of Israel, and before they reached, they were obviously seen on the radar, and their boat was captured by Israelis. Turns out that actually, they were stopped, interrogated, they were fed, right? Homegirl was given a sandwich, and she was sent on her merry way back home. That's what happened the first time around. I believe there might have been a second time around. Not sure what exactly happened there. Don't even think there was a takeoff or essentially that they didn't necessarily actually hit the water. Then the third time is what we're seeing right now, which is, we've been hit, right? Us and our 25 bags of flour and sugar have been hit. There are literally hundreds of tons of food that are being sent into Gaza, but they're using this as a virtue signal. And I think this is another point. I definitely wanted to do like a long form video on just this subject, but I'll just, speak on it since we're here. Nations such as, France and the UK, Spain, etc., who have been claiming to, to send aid in themselves and have announced it to the world are using as a virtue signal. I mean, did you guys hear about Spain sending pork over to this Islamic country? They send pork and expired food. That's how much they care about, the Gazans. No, it's a virtue signal. They're using it as, look how righteous and altruistic we are. And they use any platform as such, but this is such a massive one. And, many of us are seeing right through it. So yeah, Grifter, I mean, look, you do what you do, girl. I don't know how much you're getting paid. I don't know what that salary is looking like at all. It must be nice to continue to just hop onto whatever and just be wrong about everything. I would be embarrassed if I came out talking about the earth is going to melt in 24 hours. How dare you? And then a whole 10 years goes by and we're looking at the clock like, when is, like Al Gore, it was like every 10 weeks. Like Bernie Sanders with the oligarchy back in 1873. The oligarchy. Oh, liberals. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
Aquarius. Where? I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, yeah. Staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, yeah. I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind. I've been getting visions of the other kind. Yeah, I've been up for weeks. I'm in the count of blessings over count of sheep. I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me. I used to be the pleaser for the people like